Hey folks, it's Mary, aka MercyTriumphs, and we are filming in a different location today just because I wanted to show you a little bit about what I do with my shawls once I have them made. I am here in my bedroom because this is where I store my shawls, and every so often I like to go through them and make sure that I'm storing them in a way that's going to give them some longevity. A lot of this is informed by Marie Kondo, or the KonMari method. She gives some really great information about storing various kinds of clothes, and so she did inform the practice that I have that I'm going to show you today. The last thing we want to do, and we've spent all this time and made these gorgeous objects, is to store them in a way that's not going to allow them to last. We are creating fabric, and fabric will not stay the same over time. It will degrade over time. So how we put stress on our stitches, how we stretch them or stress them or fold them or whatever we're doing, that can affect the longevity of that piece. So what I like to do is make sure that I'm doing all I can to store them in a way that, number one, makes sense with the space that I have. I am limited on space, and I think that that's actually a really healthy thing for me. But I also want to make sure that what I am keeping, I'm taking good care of. So let me show you what I'm talking about. All right, so here we have where I store my shawls. Now, I hope that you can see the one up here is black, but I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in there right now. I don't have a ton of space. This is probably maybe 10 inches by about 10 inches at the most. But I am able to get all that many shawls in there, and you can see they're rolled up. So let me show you with an example just how I store them. All right, so this is one of my smaller ones, and hopefully that will allow me to show you more easily. But you can kind of see how I already have it rolled up, and I have it folded in half. So the big goal here is to not put any extra creases and not put too much pressure on the stitches so that they stretch out. So the first thing I do, and this is with all my triangle shawls, I actually don't have any rectangle shawls. The first thing I do is I lay it out, and I do just simply fold it in half. I'll take the middle point and I'll fold that straight up. So now I have a trapezoid shape. Then I'll simply fold each corner up to the middle. And so this one is more of a right triangle shape. It's not the nice oblong size, so it does look a little bit more rectangular here. And then from here, I'll just roll it up. And so it's a nice tube that can fit nicely, slot in with the rest of the shawls. Every once in a while, it is nice to kind of get the shawls out again, just to kind of make sure that there's not too many wrinkles forming and that you're not putting extra stress on those stitches, and even to open it up and fold it back up the other way so that your strong line down the center is not getting like a press line into it. So for example, this one, you can kind of already see that indentation where it's been folded. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to refold it with this going back the other way so that I don't have that kind of that press directly down the center like that. I hope you guys can see with this black that this one is a much wider triangle, so I have a much longer line there than I do here. So same principle applies. I'm just going to fold it in, but it's not going to match quite the same way. It's not going to be quite as nice, but that is okay. The principle is still the same. I'm still going to roll it up, but you can see how this one I'm turning it back right side out because I really am hitting that kind of that fold line in the middle. This is what I want to avoid. So that's why we are redoing them. even fold them a second time. So instead of just folding it once in half like this, I'll do it a second time as well, and then go from there, straighten everything out. So I have something a bit easier to work with, and in this case, bottom goes up from there, side and side. My shawls all re-rolled, kind of tossed on my bed there. I'm going to put them back where they go and try to keep it in some semblance of order of maybe how I will pull from them. It is coming towards the end of summer, but it's not quite winter time, so I want to make sure that the ones that are most easily accessible are the ones I think I'll pull from first. Wardrobe, and now the problem remains. I still have this one left. Now I am going to set this one aside because I am going to put it up at the county fair coming up, but yeah, you can see that it's probably time for me to say goodbye to maybe one or two of these shawls, or at least maybe move some around. Some of these I might want to store with my winter gear, some of these I might want to store with my summer gear. We do have all 4 seasons here, and so there is a requirement to have various sets of clothes for different times of the year. So that is a question that I need to ponder. What am I going to keep, and what am I possibly going to relocate? And yeah, am I actually making use of all of these shawls? And is it possible that someone else might appreciate them a little bit more than me? So thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Thanks for watching. Hope that you have gotten a little bit of perspective, and I hope that this helps. And if I'm not your cup of tea, thank you so much for listening this long. I do appreciate you, and I do hope I'll see you again soon. Bye.